GM fam? We are live with your host Phil X Contreras, where we talk about Solana NFTs, the love, the drama, and the vibes. We're going to talk about Taiyo Robotics, Lunar, ABCs, and much more. A lot more things, Sorcies, and yeah, we're just going to talk about a lot of stuff. Note that this isn't financial advice, just me talking about cartoon JPEGs that I enjoy for entertainment. Okay, let's get started. All right, so the first thing that I want to talk about is this project called Lunar project. All right, so Lunar was a project that we, talked about maybe for like 4 or 5 weeks, and something happened. They airdropped some babies, some Lunar babies, and you can see right here they all have their own little cute little thing going on. You got the tigers, you got the monkeys, you got the ox, you got this thing right here. I don't know if that's a bunny or a kangaroo. You got a pig, but they airdropped these things. Every Lunar holder got them. And the one thing they just announced was that they are basically going to put some utility behind this thing. I honestly thought this was just like a remembrance thing, like a little ribbon. But supposedly this now has something to do with Lunar. And I don't know what it is, but I am trying to guess. I don't know if it's got to do something with Lunar token or what. But it says right here, future utility will be announced in the Discord. So we shall find out. Now, with Lunar, so the one thing that I'm quite waiting for is the Lunar token. You got 12 zodiac signs from here. You got obviously all these 12 animals, and what they're doing is they each one of them has their own token. So you have the ox token, you have the tiger token, you got the rabbit token, you got the dragon token, the dog, the rooster, and eventually Lunar token will launch. How is Lunar token going to be connected with all these? Well, it looks like Lunar is going to be like the main token around this, and you can swap out. What's going to get me interested is how all these sub communities are going to play out within Lunar, and will one be valuable more than the other? It's going to be quite interesting how all this is going to work between one project. So I am digging it. It's created by the OpenDAO. And if you don't know the OpenDAO is a DAO within Ethereum from HTSO and a couple of other folks, and they are on Solana now, launching this project. So one thing that I've been completely tracking on. All right, so let's get on to the next news. Taiyo Robotics, they are basically now saying that they are in talks with a famous soul artist about doing a art revamp for Generation 1-2. Holy smokes, not taking the #1 spot, open lightly. So this is gonna get quite interesting because Solana artists are hidden gems. You have basically Scum Soul, who's a really great artist. You have John, who's another great artist, and this project is a gem as well, created in 2021, not from Soulport Tom. He basically derugged it and took it upon himself, built some value on top of it. Now he's gonna refix this art, and when he refixes this art, it is probably gonna be insane. Because if you don't know, there's been quite some art revamps going on, especially with a project called Blocksmith Labs. They had an old school style type of art, but they revamped it to this cool looking thing right here, this dude. So typically art revamps work out. You had the gods who also did their revamp from that old school glowy the gods, and then they basically revamped to the dead gods, which was a great progress. It definitely pushed the value of the art NFT as well. So Taiyo Robotics taking this way is gonna be very nice. I'm definitely gonna love it. And the thing is that it's coming from a Solana artist. So Solana artists know what Solana DJs like. They understand what Solana DJs are looking at. So it's not like they're gonna pick an artist somewhere else that are coming to this game and could throw something wild out there, which could work or which could not work. So that's the most interesting thing about this with Taiyo Robotics. So I can't wait for that. On the other news with Taiyo Robotics, they're finally coming out with the Taiyo pilots, which is now minting tomorrow. So the snapshot's happening today. It's the 28th for me to today. I mean, maybe the 28th in the East Coast. Yeah, still snapshot probably. Time zone differences, but They are finally coming out. We definitely talked about this. We got the Taiyo oil and all that good stuff. All right, so the other projects that I'm looking at right now is Bodega Buddies, created from Easy Eats. Easy Eats is a big player in Solana. He pretty much grew the Solana influence in 2021. He was the main man that we're all kind of connected to. I was a Nifty Alpha. A couple of guys I know were in Nifty Alpha. We were in the Solana channel trading with Easy Eats, and he was the main guy. He was the main guy throwing it down there. He got a lot of us in. I can't wait for this project to come out because I am gonna buy one for support, and then the other ones mostly for trading. But it's a project that is emotional, so it's one should not put money in and that's emotionally collected. But I just have to support this guy. This guy brought so much to the Solana ecosystem, and he brought a lot of traders in, and then traders became investors, and then investors became founders and built NFT projects. It's like a chain effect on what he did, which a lot of people don't notice. So, and I am one of them. I came from there, and I'm like, oh my god, I love Solana. I was coming from Ethereum. I was trading derivatives over there. I came in Solana. Then I started doing some content, and just overall, many people were like this as well. So another project is finally coming out, and the thing with the Bodega Buddies is that this is gonna be basically him, and mostly him working on it, and I just really can't wait to see what he's gonna do with it. And this other project is called DJ Legends. DJ Legends is basically a esports community group, and they've been building for quite a while as far as community. They've been growing the community. They actually have some backing behind this from Big Brain Holdings, and they already established themselves on Solana. So these guys aren't like, it's not like they're actually coming in with nothing. They actually have some backing around this project. So this one is definitely interesting because there is VC funding behind this, which some would say is bullish because VCs aren't just investing in anything. They are looking behind what people have done, and then they put their money in. So just by looking at this website right here, djlegends.io, they have their roadmap here, which basically says they had their initial raise from strategic partners, raised 2 million pre-seeds from Solana Ventures, Big Brain Holdings. She have Shima Capital, and he also went through a seed round investment. And the next thing is that they're going to be basically going into actual. They already did content creation on Twitch, and then they already got sponsored by some things with community events. And then here's the actual project. They're going to launch their PFP. Yada yada. So they have this pretty nice roadmap going on. They're going to launch a token sometime in the future, which is going to be the Legend token, and grow their brand, grow esports on Solana. So this is a way of bringing gamers into this space, and these guys are basically it. I mean, besides Jelly Sports, these guys are another group that can definitely bring impact into Solana with the gaming community. If they can bring the gaming community is going to come here. The gaming community is going to tell everybody else on how easy it is to use Solana. Then the gaming community are going to create probably their own projects, and it's just going to be another domino effect, just like what I was talking about with Easy Eats. It was a domino effect. So these guys they look legit, man. These guys aren't playing around. And as you can see right here, here's the investors. You have Big Brain Holdings, which is Soul Big Brain, and so it's just some cool stuff. You got Kev Jumba, who's a YouTube, a guy that you probably watched when you were young. I watched him when I was a teen. He is in here, so that is interesting. You got Animoca Brands, who is also advising. Overall, an interesting project. You have the white paper here, which goes into more details on what they're doing. They basically talk about their NFT. They talk about the community, and 100% revenue share, affiliate links, 25% of all project revenue to events for holders. So interesting. I'm gonna be looking at this more further and seeing how they process the hype around this mint. So All right, so overall, that's everything I have as far as the latest news that's going on in Solana. And now I want to go into what I'm looking at the market. So in the market right now, we have a lot of things going on, a lot of stuff within Solana. You have what I tend to look at is the greens. So if you're new at watching this is basically how I look at the market. I have the greens and then I have the reds. The greens I typically just stay away from. I don't try to buy them because that's basically either FOMO or exit liquidity or one or the other. So and then the reds is basically my opportunity of getting into a project at a lower price, undervalued price, and most of the time, if it is a great project, it could work out for me. So you should create your own watch list. Don't follow my watch list. I did this pertaining on what I did for 2021 and what I did for 2022, which was a lot of research and a lot of time put into this and what projects I enjoy. And a lot of these projects are legit nice projects. So, and obviously there are some projects here which are skeptical. Well, everything is skeptical. I mean, I'm talking about like Thai skeptical. I just wish one day Tensor will separate the favorites to where I can have my good projects and then my skeptical projects. But right now, it's all kind of mixed up a little bit. So let's go through the list. A lot of NFTs have increased in price. One could say that it's probably correlated with Solana price going down, which means more DJs will be buying more Solana, which means that they'll have more Solana because the price is down, which means that they'll buy NFTs because now technically it's cheaper because the Solana has gone down. So it could be that, or it could be the volume just coming into NFTs with Ethereum, where you had Pudgy Penguins that did well. You had overall the whole Solana ecosystem. It could be the gods moving to Ethereum that got attention. There's a lot of variables here and there. So overall, almost everything is pumping, and with everything pumping, I'm not gonna touch much. Degens are at 39 Solana. You had Cosmic Ape at 1.81, which I mean, okay, I'm not gonna touch that. So Sorcies, it's at 3.77. It's at 6%. Let's just supply demand right now, which isn't bad. I mean, it's accumulating right here. When it does head to 3%, it's gonna be really good. It could potentially move up if more news comes out with the project and announcement comes out. Again, overall, I love the branding around here. I've been talking about this since it was minted, on how they really focused on their brand, which is this nice looking PFP, unique, charming, PFP-able. It's got everything around it. The brand is amazing around Sorcies, and hopefully they come out with something else around this brand, because this will really push this NFT into another level. So but right now 3.77, I'm not gonna touch it. I'm still gonna just observe, see how the listing's gonna happen, if it's gonna keep on going up, or if it goes down, it's still at this price range. I could potentially get in at some point, but right now it's definitely FOMO world. Right now you have ABCs at 123. This one it seems like it's if one person were to get into this, it's basically what one would say is a blue chip type of scenario, to where you're not going to make a 2x, 3x from here, 4x, 5x within a small amount of time frame. But it is a steady project that could potentially be the number. Well, it is actually almost like the number one project now, and probably hold that place for a long time, with Hate Swap, with ABC decentralized community, and potentially maybe some other stuff being built on top of ABC. So that's for that project. We have Taiyo Oil that has reached its all-time high at 35 Solana. We talked about this when it was at 10, and then it went 20. I got in at 20. I sold off over here. Taiyo Oil finally minting out tomorrow. This is so much FOMO. It's I think after it mints out, it's gonna tank. It's gonna tank to 20 Solana, and then see what happens from there with the project. A lot of hype, a lot of FOMO. Overall, great project, but I'm not gonna get in it because obviously I could potentially be exit liquidity. So we have other projects that is quite interesting. I put Toys R Us in here, and the thing with Toys R Us is that they are somehow being accumulated and they have gone to 5%. So it's something that I'm just watching, but I'm not getting in. I am just watching on what they're doing in this space. They haven't really announced anything, but it's just an interesting one that I just want to keep track of for the future. And we also have the Lily, which is, dude, this is something that, dude, this is finally up at 8.97, which was something that, I kind of saw, about to happen. They are still at 12% right now, but it's going down. It's definitely going down right now from 15% to 12%. You can see the listing going down here, and the price is finally gaining traction from it. So, it's something that I've been talking about wanting to get in, but I've been lending a lot on Sharkyfi right now, just because I'm just trying to accumulate more Solana in a less riskier pathway for now. But nevertheless, I still want to get into Lily, at least get one. Maybe I could be too late, but I'm just playing my cards patiently. That is it. Playing my cards patiently. I'm not FOMOing. I'm not emotionally investing. If I don't get it, I don't get it. But one day I'll get it, around this price range. Hey, it could be tomorrow, but definitely a project that I love. My favorite art in Solana right now, out of everything. Utes was competitive, but it's the Lily that really has me by the eyes. The artist Bunjil is so unique. The way he built this thing out is just amazing. I mean, I could wear this thing proudly as my PFP, and even me talking about this just makes me want to buy one right now. I know everyone's just telling me to just shut up and buy one because I've been talking about this every week on having one, but hey, who knows? But the other one I want to talk about is you have Claynosaurz, Claymakers, which is okay, but the main one is Claynosaurz, the actual project, the main project here. Where the hell is it? I'm trying to find it actually. Claynosaurz. All right, so Claynosaurz finally had its hype moment. It's been at 25. I bought one at these levels, and it's finally gone up all the way to 33 Solana. I'm not gonna sell this for a while. I want to buy a second one, and now that it's finally coming down, for me now this is kind of a sign that people really enjoyed this project. This project is really bringing out something new to Solana. People want to get into this and be a part of this movement. And one person that I'm keeping track of is this guy named Jaybers. He has hidden gem. Jaybers is a hidden gem. He was the one that I kind of looked at for ABCs. He's been nonstop talking about Claynosaurz now, and this guy will just keep buying Claynosaurz if he keeps talking about it, just like what he did with ABCs. So if I feel like it's gonna happen at some point, Claynosaurz it's out already at 5%. When it reaches 3% and it's still at this price, this thing is gonna gain movement when they have a huge announcement. So I want to get a second one here. I think this is my most wanted one so far, besides the Lily, as we're talking. I really want to get one here as a second one and play the cards here with Claynosaurz. Obviously, I have one right now, keeping one. I usually keep one of everything just in case this does go further. And this, I think, will go a lot further if the animation production does succeed. Now, other products, as you can see, all these have gone up. Everything 12% and above. And there has been really nothing else besides that. Now you have experiments, which is another one. I just bought an experiment. I just bought one more experiment at this price because it's at 3% right now. And there's only 153 out of 5,000 listed. It's going down, and I feel like Jersey is gonna potentially announce something to where the full price will move in probably shock. So Experiments is part of Jersey's, and it's his NFT project, and he built this out for probably like the past month. And the first thing that I saw was, it was a gamified project, but then he started having other things within this project. He started building a SaaS marketplace, and then he started building a staking mechanism around this. And then he's going for a casino, a launch pad. He's going for a lot of things here, which is quite interesting. And he's got a social realm around Solana within YouTube, within Twitter. This guy is basically free advertisement on his project. He can just, everyone, he's doing his YouTube videos, he can just freely advertise experiments every so often. It's his baby. So this thing is going to slowly be bought out, and as you can see, it has been, in listings going down. So I do think this could potentially be something within the next month or so, because if you look at Urcon's degens, how is this at 39 Solana? And there's 4,000 of them, but it's at 39 Solana, and this guy isn't even a YouTuber. This guy is what one would call an influencer on Twitter, and he built this thing off of his community on Twitter. So Jersey has, the same type of community of his own on Twitter. He has a YouTube community, which is double the power of what he has as far as influence. And I'm just talking about influence. I'm not talking about everything else. So just by that nature, I mean, I could definitely see experiments, and I'm not saying it's going to reach at 39. So I'm just saying I could see it being a lot more valuable than $20. This is what $20, which is kind of crazy to say instead of 2 Solana. But yeah, so I bought one extra one just in case. So going down the list, Kikiverse, I'm still just holding off this. I'm not gonna touch Kikiverse. Going now, you got the Utes, the Smiths, Saga Pat, Lunar. We talked about Lunar today. Lunar is a project that basically, again, like I just explained it, but just by the price action, it reached at 8 Solana, 10 Solana right now. And this is one project we were talking about since it was like 3. The art gets better when the price increases, so that's kind of funny. But overall, Lunar has finally been gaining traction on Twitter, which yeah, I don't know how it took so long, but a lot of people are starting to take notice of the OpenDAO, and it looks like it could potentially also move into an upward direction with this type of listing supply demand. They're at 3.55%. It's also leveled off here. Nothing's happened, but when something comes out with this token, which could be a new Lunar New Year, we could potentially see some movement with Lunar. So it's things are finally happening. It's lowering the listing supply is lowering, and we shall see how this plays out. All right, so the other projects that are in the red, I'm not really touching them either, because I'm just waiting on what's going on with the market overall this week. So we talked about this when it was at 20 Solana. It finally went up to 23. I do think it's probably going to be here for a while. We still have New Year's. I don't think anybody's going to be working around New Year's. It's going to be a while. January, everyone's coming back, and then we're probably going to see some, Twitter tweets from anybody's on what they're going to plan on next for their next brand collaboration, their next brand partnership. They partnered with Toys R Us before. If you remember, Toys R Us was a big mint that hyped, and anybody's NFT increased in value by a lot when this announcement came. It went all the way up to 44 Solana. After the mint, they finally started coming back down to the same range of where they were before. It's getting at that point. So I don't think after this whole project movement that was going on with Toys R Us, I don't think that they're yet ready to go on to the next one. They're breathing right now. They're resting right now. they're preparing. They're just preparing right now. They're not. It's not like it's like they need some rest. So I don't think they're gonna do much yet. But definitely a price where I definitely want to probably get in one day if it stays at these levels. But overall, I haven't really done much buying around here. There's not really projects that I just want to get in. I just want to wait a little bit until I see more projects in the red, and then I'm gonna start probably picking out again. But in the meantime, I've been lending on Sharkyfi with a lot of Lunars, Simple Labs, and Claynosaurz, and just getting sold from here. Maybe one will default and I'll get a Lunar, but overall, I don't think that's gonna happen. So that's what I've been doing right now. I've just been lending on Sharkyfi for the past 2 or 3 weeks, and I'm gonna wait until I see more red in this area. When I see more red, I'm gonna buy in on one of the projects. But in the meantime, I can wait patiently. I mean, you've seen me do this before. I waited patiently last time when we talked for like 3 weeks or something, and then the big boom happened when everything went in red, and then I started buying back into a couple of projects. So patience. I'm just waiting. So overall, just looking at the overall market, I do want to look at that and see how it's doing. So with Tiesco.com, you have the actual marketplaces here. You have Magic Eden at 79%. You have Coral Cube at 12%, and that's basically the same. They're both, Magic Eden is Coral Cube. So you have this at 92% still. It's amazing how they still have 92% of the market. Hate Swap still holding grounds at 6%. They typically range from like 5 to 8%. Tensor finally started coming in, and Tensor has 0.40 right now. So typically, one could say that it's the same on what's going on here. But as far as the volume, 5.82 million. Now, it could be a little bit of selling, but here and there. But it's it's definitely a big change from 2 weeks ago. And then you can see here. Just look at this movement right here. Now, as far as Hello Moon and seeing how the ecosystem is moving within Solana, we can definitely check that out. And with Solana right now on this ecosystem, we have the actual marketplace volume, and you can see right here what it's done. We're at 204 million total, so it's interesting. And then for the sales as well, we can see it's at these higher levels right now. So it's overall just interesting to watch. Daily mints is still the same. This is the one that I'm really just mostly watching and seeing how it's playing out. It's at this average level. If it's up here, it's definitely going to be very good news. But right now it's just stable across here with 15 to 30,000 NFT daily mints. Unique owners, it's just slowly increasing, but there is like an S curve going on here. We're at 1.16 million. So that is basically overall on how Solana is doing as a whole. So any questions, let me know. I'll definitely speak more on the questions you have. Now, overall, guys, much love, and make sure you subscribe, you like, and all that good stuff, so I can keep this thing running. And Happy New Year and Merry Christmas. Much love.